Okay, hi everyone, it's Claire here from the Wellness Project. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm really excited to have you guys connect today because on the other end of this call, I have the amazing Sarah Tolmie, who was actually my celebrant at our wedding recently, about 3 or 4 months ago. So as you'll see in a second, Sarah is one of the most loveliest and warm and open people that I've ever met. And I basically made the decision to ask her to be our celebrant by the sound of her voice on the other end of the phone call. Now, what's really special about Sarah is she is a coach, she's a celebrant, she's an NLP practitioner and a whole host of other amazing things, but she's also a laughter yoga leader. So what I wanted to do today is actually talk with Sarah about laughter yoga and introduce this concept to you. The reason why I'm finding this concept really interesting is because within my ebook, which is all about surrender and letting go, I talk about 2 different ways amongst the other 17 ways as to how you can invite more surrender into your life. And that's yoga, obviously, and laughter. So combining them two is something I think is a really interesting approach to learning how to let go. So Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, gorgeous Claire.
It's so nice. Yeah, it's so nice to have you here. And I just want to get you quickly, if that's okay, just to tell us who you are and what you do, because I know that there's just a stupid amount of skills under your belt, but I can't remember them all. So if you could share that for all of our listeners.
Sure. I'll be really brief because I do wear lots of hats. But basically my field of passion and inquiry is about life and love. So that's a bit expansive in and of itself. Where I play in that field is I am a celebrant for all life and love events, so the full spectrum of life's changes and transitions and big milestones. And I also do life and love coaching. So in my coaching and therapy practice, yes, I do NLP techniques, and I'm a master hypnotherapist, and I work linguistically in quantum linguistics and timeline therapy. But really they're just big, weird words. But it's all about I work with people in relationship or out of relationship or in relationship to themselves, their health and their well-being. And I suppose the other new hat that I'm training and working is the spiritual aspect of my work as well. So I'm training in clinical pastoral care in hospitals at the moment. So
amazing.
Full spectrum of life and love.
Definitely. And I can say from my own experience, obviously being married by you, that you have such an amazing ability to bring out life and love in every single person that comes across. And I remember at the end of the wedding, I don't think anybody really commented on anything else for about 2 hours other than, oh my God, your celebrant was just so amazing. She was just so incredible.
Not about me, Claire, it's about
you. It wasn't about me straight away. It was definitely about you, which is all good. Okay.
Well, to be a facilitator, to be able to create that setting of tremendous emotion and joy is a joy for me. That was a real privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So I guess we should probably tell all the viewers that just before we hit record on this video that we were actually giggling and laughing like a bunch of weirdos, trying to get all that nervous tension out, which actually, it works.
Nervous laughter.
Nervous laughter, yes. So off the back of that, can you give me a little bit of insight? I guess it's probably a big topic, but what actually is laughter yoga and why it's of a benefit to us?
Yeah. Well, laughter yoga is it's a technique that was created in, how long ago? Probably 20 years ago, 1995, by a doctor in India called Dr. Madan Kataria. And he had already read and heard a lot about the scientific and the health benefits of laughing. And he was introducing this practice with his patients, and he actually took them out into a park in India and was creating an opportunity for them to gather and to laugh together. They'd sit around and they'd tell lots of jokes, and he saw his patients really blossom and shine, and it was part of his repertoire of what he could give his patients to help them get well. The interesting thing, Claire, is that they started to run out of jokes. And lots of, went for 5 to 10, people to 50. They started running out of jokes. And then someone would bring a joke in that would be a little bit inappropriate, or some people may found it offensive. And so the number of people dropped off. And he was saddened by that, because he knew the great benefit of laughing and just the great social benefits of having people connect in that way too. And interestingly, his wife was a yoga teacher, right? And together they devised this laughter yoga. And why it's called laughter yoga, it is, as you would know, with your yoga. Now, I am not a yogi like you are, Miss Bendy, but it's about the breath, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about the breath coming in and the breath going out, and for you to get the benefits of that in your body. And so what he came up with was this combining childlike playfulness with non-humour-based laughter, laughing for no reason, or creating these contrived scenarios to create the laughing, because it was the laughing, just 10 minutes of sustained laughing is like doing an hour of exercise.
Wow.
You get all of the health benefits, and not the sore knees from pounding the pavement, like going jogging and getting hot. Well, you actually do get hot and sweaty.
Yeah, you do.
But that's the idea, getting the muscles and the breathing and the diaphragm working and the blood pumping around your system, and all of that feel-good hormones being stimulated, and there's a raft of health benefits. And
Wow.
what it does is, with your yoga as well, it takes your body out of the stress mode, which is that sympathetic nervous system chugging along in the background, just releasing out all of that stress hormones and stress energy and stress nervous pattern. And it takes you back into the parasympathetic and releases all of those really good things. It works the muscles, it works the breathing system, your respiratory system, your circulatory system, releases the endorphins, it boosts your immune system, it boosts your T-cell production. It's just tremendous.
Amazing.
And you can do laughter yoga alone, but also what you normally find is that you do it with other people. So you get that people, that heart connection.
So it's like when you connect with a friend and you haven't seen them in a while, and you end up just having a giggle to the point where you've got tears running down your face, and you may not have spoken about anything too deep, or you may not have peeled away that many layers, I guess, from an emotional or mental perspective, but just laughing with your friend has just made you feel so incredible. So it's obviously like that.
Yeah, and it brings you back into the body. It brings you back into the present. It brings you back into the now. And again, and that is, me and my unfaithful relationship with yoga. I love yoga, we're busy life, and I'm not as diligent as I probably should be. I'm so sorry, Sarah.
It's okay.
But as with yoga, it brings you back in the now, and in you, and in tuning within your body, and in whatever's going on, you can put aside the stresses and have a brief moment of respite.
So how do you think, it just sounds incredible, obviously being a yoga teacher and an avid yoga student, I love everything you've described, and I think I felt it on so many occasions, but I definitely, hand on heart, would honestly say I probably don't get to laugh as much as I'd like to in my life. So I listening to you, I just feel like the need for laughter is just so palpable, and I just think we should obviously have it more often. So for somebody who maybe is intrigued right now about the idea of laughter yoga, how do they go about actually seeking out a situation or an experience where they can partake in laughter yoga as a practice?
Well, firstly, let me just address what you said about not having the opportunity to laugh as much as we used to. I just want to make the point that the children, when you look at a child and how they laugh, and they laugh full body, They laugh with just total body joyousness, and a happy, healthy child can laugh anything from 300 to 400 times a day. And the sad thing is, as we grow and we grow into adults and all of the pressures of things that life brings as we mature, you can find many adults who that number diminishes to maybe 3 times a day, not 300, or maybe 3 times a week. And there are people, and you may know some, that don't laugh at all.
Yeah.
They haven't laughed for a very long time. I think that's incredibly sad.
It is.
I feel very sad about that. So, I firstly, there are many ways you can connect in with laughter yoga, and I would suggest going to Laughter Yoga Australia website, and there's free laughter clubs all over the place. One of the sort of tenets of laughter yoga is that wherever possible, it's free. Laughter's free, isn't it?
It is.
And so there is an ethos in the laughter yoga community that you set up a laughter club, and a laughter yoga leader will come in and run the class for free, and it's called gold coin donation, or enough to sort of if you have to hire a room, but it's not meant to be something that is inaccessible and unaffordable, because that goes against the grain of what you want to promote about laughter yoga, is that one of the good things is it is free. And if you go to a couple of laughter yoga sessions or a giggle workshop or something like that, you can take some of the techniques, some of the scenarios, and practice it at home, because what it is about is that laughter yoga is about faking it till you make it. So in a laughter yoga workshop, everyone's a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird. It is a little bit out there. You feel a bit ridiculous. Stupid.
I love that.
But even for me, I'm a bit of an extrovert, and I've got some confidence and some balls to kind of walk into whatever situation and put myself there. To sort of walk into a group of strangers and lead a laughter yoga session also gets my heart racing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How
am I going to make these people laugh?
So, look, it is about faking it till you make it, because the brilliant thing about laughter is that your brain doesn't know the difference.
Oh.
Whether you're simulating laughter and you're faking it going, it's not the same thing.
And it's quite contagious when you laugh like that.
Finding something funny, or if you're not. So, it's actually retraining your mindset to actually gain mastery over your emotional repertoire. One of my things in my other areas of work, like my ceremony work, or particularly my coaching and therapy practice, in helping people get over difficult times, is to gain mastery over their more challenging emotions. But equally as such, we need to develop skills that we can, on command, improve our mood.
Yeah, right.
To find joy, to train our brains to look for happiness, to train our brains to be optimistic and positive. That learned optimism model of Martin Seligman. So laughter is, you can actually learn to on demand create your laughter, and that's what we do in laughter yoga. We do a series of within a laughter yoga session. There's a couple of elements that are always there. There's the warm ups and the breathing and the moving. There's a clapping technique. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then you start the breathing. So you go ho ho ha 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 ho ho.
Cool.
Right, and then let's start to get everyone breathing and warming up. And then we do some playful call and response chants, and we behave childlike, and then we go through some scenarios. And the scenarios are sort of, I would create an imaginary situation, and then we would laugh. I would do the scenario, and then everyone on 1, 2, 3 would do it too. So it could be, right, Claire, imagine Here we go. I've got one here. Here.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Got a letter. Here we go. And it's a credit card bill. And you open it up. Ready? We're going to do the credit card laughter. You look at the bill and you go, and you go around and show one credit card.
Wow.
And laugh. So very weird. I get it. I granted. But it's about knowing that you fake it till you make it. So in the beginning of a laughter yoga class, we you laugh at your own pace. So we're not going to force out really big belly laughing, but you start laughing.
And you work up to it.
Laughing funny, and you work, and then once laughter's contagious. And then once you start laughing, then somehow your natural set point, your natural laughter will kick in, and then you're laughing and you're off and running.
I really like that idea that you fake it till you make it, which I think is something I often say to my clients, especially with things like positive affirmations or feeling good or believing that they have a better mood and that they can come from that place, is to just not pretend and not be dishonest with it, but start to practice it on a daily basis, and it will eventually start to feel right. And I guess my thinking around what you've just said is that, in terms of surrender and in terms of letting go, is a lot of people ask me, well, how do I let go and how do I surrender? And I think what you said before about training that laughter muscle, and when you're laughing, you feel like you're letting go and you feel like you're surrendering. So that actually, if you invite more of those feel-good endorphins into your life by training that laughter muscle, then you're also going to start to invite more of that feeling of surrender and letting go and just being okay with whatever is happening. So I really like how you can take something as simple as laughing and use it to train yourself and to get what you want out of your life from that space in terms of your mood and in terms of your attitude.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
And I think for everyone to become more emotionally literate and to become more emotionally masterful is only going to benefit us all. So to be able to create on demand a better mood for yourself.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing laughter yoga and when I'm doing it with a group of people, I'll bring in my NLP techniques and I'll bring in my anchoring and I'll get a little spot and there we go, that's my laughter spot, there we are. Anchor that laughter and anchor that feeling and that joy right there at the top of your ear. So if I pull my ear forward, there's another spot here.
I think, Sarah, we're going to have to do another video on all your little spots so we can teach everybody them. I think that those tricks sound really awesome.
So you can have like an anchor point, like a resource anchor where you just, there you go, I'm feeling really good now.
I love it. Well, I guess...
And anchor it. And so get yourself out into a better mood. I mean, we all get into bad moods, don't we? And we all kind of can get stuck, and in a bad situation, and you can either resist it, or with your surrender, because resistance is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Resistance will create the problem, whether it's resisting something that's in your heart, or resisting something that's in your body, or something that's really in your mind, or something that's in your spirit. It's resistance that causes the problem.
So true.
And the surrender is in, just stop grasping and let go. And if laughter can help you do that,
that's amazing. I love what you said before, that you can harness laughter to take control of the mood that you're in and to change it for yourself. I love that you can notice through awareness that this is how I'm feeling, and I don't have to feel like this. I can actually change it. I can enact change in this moment for the positive, and I think that's so empowering. I love that.
And the other thing I love about laughter is that it's something that it's a tool that I use in the most unlikely of situations. So yesterday I was at the bedside of a dying man.
Wow.
And there was an appropriate moment there where we laughed together.
That's lovely.
I laughed with him, and cracked a joke because we were talking about our family trees, and because he wanted to know my heritage, his heritage, and I said, oh, there's a few dead ends in my family tree, meaning, you know, there's a few question marks.
Yeah.
And it was just a very unfortunate use of language. And he said, oh yeah, there's a few dead ends in my family tree, one coming up real soon.
I love it.
We just looked at each other, and it was just like, well,
what else to do? Laugh. I love that. That's awesome.
And it just, you know, there's a situation where, you know, laughter creates a heart-to-heart connection.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of, it's everything stripped back. I just, you know, just totally put my foot in my mouth there.
I do that all the time too.
And it was funny, because what else can it be, you know? Or so it's a way to create connection. Or if I'm dealing with one of my clients, this morning I had a client in therapy, and, you know, there were some challenging things we were talking about, and I still will bring in laughter in the container of the space that we're in and we're working in, just to bring a bit of a circuit breaker.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's a really good thing for people to remember from this point on, is that they don't have to be controlled with their laughter, that it can be appropriate in situations that maybe they previously thought it wasn't, that laughter can actually be quite healing and restorative.
Very healing. I mean, I remember there was laughter in your ceremony.
Yeah, lots of it.
Ceremony, lots of it. And there was, you know, in I think a measure of a good ceremony, whatever one, a wedding or a funeral, has to travel through the emotions, you know. You know, have some tears, by all means. I love a good cry. Have some laughter.
Yeah, I think that's a really beautiful endpoint. Actually, I've just seen the time and remembered that you have another meeting to go to. But I think that's a really beautiful endpoint to wrap this up in saying that all the emotions that we have, and actually I say this in my ebook as well, that crying is a vital part of surrender, and so is laughter. And I think that's such a beautiful way to summarize who we are as spiritual beings having a human existence, is that we're here to experience all the human emotions.
And if I could just leave with a message about emotions, because a lot of my work is leading me into teaching and training people about emotions, and laughter being one of them. But our emotions are packets of energy and information. And what I would really love to go out on a mission to do is to help people live within the full repertoire of their emotional experience, be empowered by their emotions. Most people would repress them, avoid them, you know, deny them or over-express them.
Yeah.
God forbid we feel them, you know.
That's a really good point.
Teach people how to feel their emotions and to get the information from them that they're trying to tell them, so that they can live their most empowered and magnificent lives.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your knowledge and your laughter and your love. And every time I talk to you, I can't help but smile from ear to ear. You just bring me so much joy.
Well, I love you, gorgeous Claire, and thank you. It's been a pleasure and a joy.
It has been a joy, and hopefully we'll connect soon. So we'll chat to you very soon, and thank you again.
Thank you, my darling.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.